health. It's really scary out there what's going on in society, but hi everybody, it's Alida Hernandez. Surprise! Yes, I look different today. How you like the color? I'm playing around with some styles to see what looks good. I really like this. It's like I feel like a little younger and stuff, and I love the color. But anyway, happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday and his rebooted mindset. I'm your host, Alida Hernandez. And today I'm talking about mental health and just some challenges I've gone through and see how everybody who's out there, please ask me questions online. I can get all your comments and let me know what you think about all this too. So, what I wanted to do is just have an open conversation about some things that have been going through me, that I've been going through, and see if anybody else has some wisdom as well, because I learn from you, you learn from me, and vice versa. So, and it's almost like me having this hair wig, right? Which I like. I don't know how people wear this all the time because in South Florida it is too hot. There's no way, but it's kind of cool. It can change the look. So, but it almost is like when you have mental health issues. And what I mean is when you have mental health issues, you're almost like in a facade, right? You're almost, how would I say, you're in a costume when you have mental illness because everybody from the outside looks at you and you look beautiful and everything is happy and everything's going great. But meanwhile, you're having issues, right? You're having mental issues or emotional issues, but people don't see that because you hide it. You hide it very well. So, excuse me one second. So anyway, I'm having some dental issues, so I apologize. Any good dentists out there? If there's a good dentist out there who wants to do some, I got some great promo for you. Let's talk it out. I need some work, and it's too expensive. So let's trade or something. So anyway, going back to mental health. So I when I first moved to Florida 24 years ago, it was the most stressful time, one of the most stressful times of my life. Um, because I had moving cross country from California to Florida. Then I had was pregnant with my second child, Christian. He was 3 months old. August, September, October, November. He was 4 months old when we left California. So he's like a Floridian. He's not even a Californian because he doesn't even remember. Sorry, excuse me. So anyway, so 24 years ago, my son was 4 months old. I had to pack up my house. I had two Rottweilers. I had cats. I had friends. I had a life, and we decided to uproot, thinking things would be better here. And my life is good now. I can't say that, but has it been a challenge in 24 years? Oh yes, 24 years of a lot of many challenges that I never want to repeat. I don't even want anybody that I know to go through some of the things that I had to go through. Not saying everything's bad, but it's hard when there's a change. So I'm coming back again. Sorry, I get a little distracted. So I'm coming, rewinding back again. So when I moved in April, I had to deal with selling a house, buying a house, moving, packing up a house of 35 years of stuff with family, with mom and aunts and two aunts and a mother and my man and all the animals, and it was like a caravan. I mean, I have four cats and five little dogs. Okay, so I have like a little mini zoo, and just transporting animals and having to deal with the I say my golden girls, right? They have a hard time with change and everything like that, and didn't realize how really much it affects your brain. So what happened was, and I'm still learning, so bear with me because you're going to go through this process with me because I'm involving everybody out in my community to join with me in this journey. So I do have coaches, and I'm starting with a couple of coach. One of my coaches, he's going to help me go through the nine steps for a healthy mind that I've talked to you about with Gus. So I'm going to be a student because I need to be a student in order to teach you as well and give you my feedback, right? This is my personal journey and things that I think we all go through. We're all so the same. You don't realize how much we are the same. We go through, problems with friends and family, and we all have bills, we have work stuff. I mean, there's so many things that we go through, and it's very, very similar, right? But we never want to talk about it. So I want to talk about this is one of my steps, I believe, into releasing some things that have been holding me back, which is really scary because um and I'll say this. Yesterday I saw a movie and it's called Ride On with Jackie Chan. Okay. So it was filmed in Hong Kong, and it was in their language. You had to read the subtitles. Go see that movie. It was a very emotional movie, something that I didn't even think it was going to be. But it's talking about what is your true family, what is your that true family you have, not blood. It's usually not blood. Sometimes you're fortunate you have some really good blood relative that is so close to you, but most of the time it's somebody outside, right, external of the family, that becomes more of your friend, that has more of that open ear to listen to you. And I have a hard time saying I need help because sometimes I don't realize that I need help because I have been doing things by myself for so long. For so long. For most of my life, I have been doing things on my own. I didn't really, I mean, I have my partner, I have my ex husband, and I have JC and everything. But the most part, for the times that I was alone, I was always doing things by myself. So when a decision came, okay, who am I going to talk? I'm going to go, Alida, what do you think? Should I go this way or should I go this way? I have a conversation with myself, right? Because I got to figure out, is this the right path or is this the wrong path? So it's not easy. So I didn't realize that I was going through this until one day, a couple of weeks ago, I was home and I've been telling JC, I said, JC, something's wrong with me. My brain's not right. My brain is just not right. I have this brain fog. I have this heaviness on me. I'm trying to even meditate, just trying to get through it. Hi Susan, thank you. And I was going through something, and I even spoke to my other coach, Sherry. Sherry, she's a wonderful woman, and I have a great tribe of sisters that that I'll be calling very soon. Some of them I've spoken to already. And hey, Tracy, I don't see all the comments on here, so I apologize. I don't know why I don't see everything. I'm going to go to my page and see if I see something differently. But sometimes I just don't see the comments. So, but anyway, hey Tracy, thanks sisters for being here. These are my tribe sisters, not my blood sisters, but they mean a lot to me. And knowing that they're there does help me. I have a good tribe of women that are just really resilient, and they're very supportive. And thanks, Susan. Yeah, I'm trying out this new wig. What do you think? I kind of like it. It makes me look younger, right? I need to take a couple of years off, but and I'm checking out the color too. So, but it's been rough this last couple of months. So I moved. I had to go move to another city, 2 hours away. I left my two beautiful sons living down south near Fort Lauderdale area, and they're doing great. But I feel like I had a moment of, oh, I've left my children. And when I got divorced, and oh, I don't want to cry. I might cry in this episode. But when my kids were little and I got divorced, it was a very difficult time. And I remember that feeling of leaving my children. I felt like I was abandoning my children, which I never did. So, oof, sorry. So moving up here, I felt that little bit of disconnect. leaving my kids, even though they're 2 hours away. Anyway, enough of that. I want to cry. I want my makeup to run. But anyway, I did see my children last week. I saw my sons and their girlfriends, and they're awesome and they're doing beautiful. And I'm very proud of them. And I try to tell them all the time, I'm proud of you, Gabriel and Christian. You know, I'm very proud of you. Both of you, you've done so well. They're very good boys. And I really don't have to worry. You know, I don't have to be, I can sleep at night and know that my boys are secure and they're safe and they're doing well. They have food and they have a home. So this is that mean girl, you know, that starts talking to you in your head and that, oh, you did that and you did this. Well, so I've been fighting that. I've been fighting the mean girl. I'm also been fighting what happened. I don't know when it hit me, but I had, so when I moved here, before I moved here in April, I had a cousin that was very sick in the hospital, and I came up to see him before I moved, and he was in with tubes everywhere. Okay, couldn't eat, couldn't swallow, couldn't breathe. Like it was bad. Okay, and he's doing very well. He's doing much better now. Thank God, and thank you for all your prayers and all your beautiful healing energy that you sent to me this way for my family. He is doing so much better. But in April, he wasn't. And then at the same time, my father's first cousin, which I just called her a cousin, okay, she was 87 years old and she was dying. It was just her time. Her body was going, the dementia kicked in. And I got to see her before she passed, but she passed like 3 days later. So are we ever ready for somebody to die in your family? I don't think so. I don't think we're ever ready for any loss in our family or sickness or anything like that. So I wasn't I really wasn't understanding or not knowing that I'm very emotional when it comes to my family. I've lost a lot of family over the years. I have a big, huge family, cousins and uncles and extended families after that. I got to meet some new family when my cousin was in the hospital that his brother came from Atlanta and he came with his wife, and then his daughter came with her husband and her daughter. So wow, I just had like three generations right there, and of other family that I have, and I hadn't seen his daughter right since she was a little girl, and now she has a little girl. So you imagine. So I'm very close to my family, and it affects me. It affects me really bad. And I've learned now that I cannot let it get me to affect me that emotionally, that mentally, that it shuts me down. So when my cousin Gladys died, I rekindled my relationship with her daughter, my cousin Michelle, and I'm so happy that we're back in each other's lives. And um, you know, I just family things is going on. And then my cousin, right? Then my cousin went back. He relapsed really bad. Went back into the hospital. It's been about I think about a month now. About a month ago, he went back into the hospital. I get them to tell me, "Oh, he's in the hospital. Go see him," because I'm the closest one to the family. I have another cousin that lives up here too, and he's with tubes again, everywhere. Can't breathe, can't swallow, can't talk. Just okay. So I got to the ICU, not knowing he's in the ICU. Wasn't even prepared for that. So between family illnesses, worrying about family, my mother falls. She falls. She gets all banged up and bruised, and she doesn't want to rest. So I have to deal with that because she has some short-term memory issues right now. So she's like an energizer bunny, my mother. She just doesn't want to stop. And it's great. I mean, it's good in a sense, right? But the issue is that there's sometimes you need to rest. Your body needs to rest. And my mother doesn't realize it. And then she says, "Oh, you didn't tell me," or because she doesn't remember I told her. So there's the challenges there. Then I have my aunt, okay, who has dementia, and she has forgotten a lot of things, especially, hey, Tracy Robinson, hi. she also has memory issues. So now my aunt's decided that she doesn't remember that she has to take a shower. So I have to go through this process. It took me half an hour to 45 minutes to get her in the bathroom, not in the shower, in the bathroom. Then it then went from there. So there's challenges. So between dealing with family with memory issues, family that's sick, I moved where we had closed our business. We had there's a lot of things. My brain just went into overload. Okay, not knowing I'm going into overload. I just really went into an overload, and then I started getting this brain fog. I couldn't get up in the morning. Oh, Tracy, that was my cousin. He's out of ICU now. He's better now. Thank God. I was just talking about how he had gone twice, but he's okay now. Yes, thank you for all the prayers and everything that all the positive energy everybody sends me. Um, so what I was saying is I got so overwhelmed with everything that was going on, I didn't even realize it, honestly. My saving grace is having faith and having an understanding of yourself, of your body, of knowing that something's not right. And sometimes, like, I didn't know how to fix it. I was really like in a hole. And I say it now out loud. I mean, JC's hearing me too. I haven't really spoken about it, but I just realized that's how I was. I was stuck. Like, I was reading up on this, and it says that you can get stuck in fight and flight mode. So fight and flight mode is when you have a trauma or something coming at you, or something that you're not expected, your body goes into this, what do I do? Do I fight or do I fly, right? Do I get out of here? Do I stay in it? Like, you have to make a decision on what you're going to do, right? So, and there's sometimes I don't think you don't have a second to even make a decision. You just have to go. So, with everything going on, I got into a funk. Now, I have lots of ladies that are on my podcast today, right now, and I appreciate you ladies on here. Please follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also any my social media, Facebook, Instagram, on TikTok. I really appreciate it, so I can get more people to see the show. So if you're on YouTube, please go, or if you're not on YouTube, please go to Rebooted Mindset 555 on YouTube, and you can see me there and subscribe to my channel, and Facebook. Share it to your friends too. I appreciate you. So I was really stuck. Like, I was working on the computer. I couldn't even look at the computer. Like, it was like a tunnel vision. And then I got sick on top of it. So thank God I'm in a week now that I'm good. Like, this is my first week that I'm not like congested or blowing my nose or just feeling ill. I had about 10 days of some kind of sinus thing going on. So that didn't help either. So, but that's gone. I'm all good. Trying to get back into it, get into the grind, get into giving you good topics, interviewing some great other people coming in, some experts that I'm going to be interviewing soon again, for some new books that are out there that can help us, and just tell you a little bit about mental health. So what I've discovered is that we have the ability to heal, right? We have the ability to heal. I, I I wrote this down because I started journaling, and I want to talk about that too, about something that's really good when you're stuck, is to do some journaling. I'm not really one for journaling, but it's interesting when you start writing stuff how things just start flowing, and then your real, they say, your subconscious starts coming out on the paper, and then you're just discovering things about yourself, especially if you go back and read it. So I haven't really gotten into it, but I'm starting to. And I have journals around. You'll see I have little notebooks everywhere with stuff written down randomly, and then I read them like, oh, did I write this? Wow, this is interesting. So I saw the other day Joe Dispenza. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's a very powerful influencer on mental health and just quality of life. He's on Gaia also. He made a statement that the power that made the body, or I say the power that made you, right? You personally, heals the body. So think about it. The power that made you is the same power that heals you. So what, and I'm not getting into different, everybody has different beliefs. I have my personal beliefs, and I do believe in God and a higher power. I believe that there's more to us than we realize, that we are energy, like we are energy, part of this world. Everything is energy, and we're all connected in some form. Okay. And when I felt mentally stuck, and really couldn't release it, and I couldn't figure out why, I realized that yes, I can release it, because I'm the only one that has the power to get out of it. So I one day I went to say something, and I realized that I can't depend on other people. You can't depend on other people for your happiness. You can't depend on other people to heal your body. You can't depend on the other person to do it for you. You have to do the work, right? You have to do the work. Um, and somebody said to me, one of my coach said to me that awareness is a huge thing. And I've become aware now of exactly what happened to me. I'm not used to these things. Sorry, I got distracted. So I'm not I didn't realize that. I mean, we're the ones that have to help ourselves, all right, by researching. So what I did is I started going on the computer, right? And I started going on the computer, and I started going looking up. This is my problem. I told Google, this is what's going on with me. What is that? Like, what is that? What is going on with me? Why do I feel this way? And then when I was talking about that movie Right On, you have to see that movie Right On. And the reason I say that is it's just there's a lot of messages in the movie. But one thing that really hit me in the movie was the man was losing his horse. Now, he had raised his horse since it was a pony, healed it, helped it to walk, loved it, spoke to it. They had a bond that nobody can take. You can't take that bond away. And I remember, all of a sudden, I remember when I had to sell my horse. I had a horse in California. Her name was My Pal, and she was my pal. She was awesome. And I had to sell her because I couldn't take her with me as much as I wanted to bring her to Florida. And it broke my heart that she was my pal. She was it. We did so much together. We got lost in the woods. We got stuck in the mud. We went through the river. I have stories, horse stories. And I had such a bond with her, but I just couldn't take her. And watching that movie brought up all these emotions, and I started bawling. I started crying. But I'm talking about that when you cry from within, when you cry from your gut, like I just released so much stuff, right? I cried. I had to go into the room and like cry in the pillow because I had to scream. I cried and I cried. And then I woke up and I finished. I said, oh my God, I needed that. Like I needed that cry. I needed to release all this stuff that I had built up inside, and I didn't cry. Like I didn't cry for my cousin. I didn't cry for my other cousin who died. I didn't cry. I left all those emotions inside. I had to get rid of it. And boy, that was a good cry. Let me tell you, it hurt. It was one of those cries that it hurt. But I'm aware of something now, that we can control our destiny, and our mind can play tricks on us. Just how um um the same way as I look different because I have a different color hair, okay, or things like that. Mental illness it puts on these facades. Mental illness can play tricks on yourself, thinking you're okay and you're not. If you sit, oh, I need a tissue now, and I didn't bring any. Let me see if I have a tissue. Oh yeah, I do. Sorry, too much talking. I got a little teary eyed. I'll mute you for a second. You want to hear me blow my nose? Okay, sorry. I don't think you want to hear that one. Woo! So anyway, um, wow, well, it's good to release. I'm releasing a lot of things I haven't said. I started writing them down, but I haven't released them. So I'm releasing to the whole world, basically. Whoever's watching me, whoever sees my podcast, Sometimes you need to sit down and just say that. You need to release it. Not everybody can just get on YouTube and start talking. It took me a long time to do this, but sometimes do it to yourself. Look in the mirror and go, self, are you okay today? Are you okay today? You know that you're wonderful today. Just tell yourself in the mirror, you are the most important person in the world. And that's the one that I'm looking at right there. I'm looking at you. You're the most important person. Say that to yourself. Look in the mirror and look at that and say that, because you are the most important person. And you know what? It's not whoever whatever. I'm not saying fulanito over there, or so and so over there. It's not he or she is not the reason why you're upset. You can't blame other people for your emotions at all, because we control our own emotions. So we have to be able to prepare it. And that's one thing that I'm learning, and I'm hoping to learn with several of my coaches, is how to build coping mechanisms so I don't go through that again. Because I seriously tell you, ladies, that I have a blackout moment. I don't remember. There's about a month that I can't remember. If I sit down in the calendar, maybe I can figure it out. But I feel like I wasn't here mentally, like I wasn't here. I lost a part of my life, like, because I was so emotional about my family and everybody else. And I was taking care of everybody except me. And as much as I've gone on different sessions that we have to take care of ourselves, sometimes it's easier said than done. It's a stupid, thing, saying, but it's true, because we go and go and go, and then we realize that when we're knocked out sick, then we realize, oh boy, I didn't take care of myself. Why am I sick? Why are you sick? Yeah, have you slept right? Have you eaten right? Because it affects everything. Your the stress levels, right? So talking about stress, so I was reading about that, about your cortisol levels in your brain. When you're stressed, stress is a deadly killer. I didn't realize how much stress. I'm looking for a card. I'm so sorry. I'm looking for this card that I wrote notes here. So so basically, what I've discovered is that your beliefs, right? Sorry, I'm looking for my notes here. Oh, I wrote some incredible stuff here. Your beliefs and your thoughts, your beliefs and your emotions, right? That's what you're built up of. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and your emotions. So your thoughts can be from past, things you read current, things that you learned from before. And that's one of the things with the nine step to a healthy mind that I'm going to be doing with Gus Barney. He's going to help me to deep dive into my brain and to release some of the things that I have pending. Who knows what I got stuck in the brain, right? Of things that we've gone through that we don't release. Like, we don't feel like we should let go. And we do. We need to let go of everything. Let go of all the BS. That's the bottom line. If it doesn't work for you in your life mentally, you gotta get rid of it. Yeah, cortisol is not good. You have to do breathing. Sherry is always teaching us about breathing, and I need to learn doing more. Breathing helps a lot. You're like, what do you mean breathing? Well, if you've never done it, for example, I had a really, I had a job, and I had a really, really not a very good day, and I got very upset. I let myself get very upset, and what happened is my blood pressure went up, skyrocketing. Like, it just went up. My heart was pounding. I could feel my chest, like the heart was going to come out of my chest, basically. And I went to the emergency room. Oh, I got high blood pressure. They were ready to, like, oh, you're having a heart attack, all this stuff, right? And all I had to do was sit down and start breathing. Just breathe in through your nose, hold it, breathe out through your mouth, and breathe in and breathe out. And just doing that a couple of minutes, couple of seconds, even just doing that will start lowering your blood pressure, because you're controlling your breath, you're controlling your heart. Just that little thing that you could do. So in the middle of a stressor, is start breathing. And maybe you have to do a little reminder. I always have bracelets on me. Maybe you have to put like a little string. Some people have little bracelet with strings on them to remind them of a promise, or something. Maybe you could do that for breathing. I don't have it with me right now. My dear Sherry, my coach, she sent me one of my little. Oh, I had it here. I'm looking for it. Oh, it's a little breathe chart. Basically, it has a little four. It's like a little square thing, and it'll say breathe, and it has like exactly what to do. Breathe in, breathe out, hold it, breathe out, hold it, and then breathe in, hold it, and it has a little four thing. And put it on the back of your phone. So you look at the back of your phone and you can see it, and remind yourself, breathe. Don't hold your breath. It's like when you go to the gym. Don't hold your breath when you go like this. Don't hold your breath. You gotta breathe. Breathe through it, not hold it. So yeah, I'm learning about thinking positively, and as much as I try to live a positive life, it doesn't mean that I don't get negative. Okay, or it doesn't mean that I don't make the soap opera in my brain, or the movie, or whatever it is, right? So there's stresses in your life that come to you that you don't even know what to do sometimes, and mental illness is very serious. Some people have mental illness that they don't even realize it. You can be manic, you can be bipolar, you can have schizophrenia. I mean, there's a lot of different diseases. I don't like putting labels on anybody. Um, but there are certain things, of course, clinically, they've come up with things, right? That different diseases. I had a stepmother who was bipolar, and for a while they thought she was schizophrenic because she was hearing things and hearing voices. She thought the FBI was after her. Like she had this, going whole soap opera going on in her brain, unfortunately. Um, but sometimes we don't realize that our mental health, that we all sometimes suffer a little bit from mental health. People have suffered a lot from stress. I am so thankful that I don't have the stress in my life like I used to have 20 years ago. I had a lot of stress with work, and when the kids were little, my stress level was through the roof. And I wonder why I couldn't lose weight. I remember I could say, "Man, I'm so heavy, I can't lose this stomach," and I was constantly saying that, right? And I thank you for Tracy for saying that. And say some people suffer from bipolar and other types of mental illness, and we have to get help. Sometimes we need medication. I well, 24 years ago when I did move here to Florida, I went through a stressor. Okay, I was talking about that before, and I didn't get to finish that conversation. I apologize. And what happened was I went through. They labeled me that I was having postpartum depression because I had my son was only 4 months old. I had moved. I had lost my dog. My dog had died before we moved. There was a lot of things going on. And I remember that I was having a hard time. And anybody out there, have you ever been in the situation that you're literally screaming for help? Something is wrong. I kept telling people, I don't know what's going on. Something's wrong with me. 24 years ago, I started having panic attacks that I thought I was having a heart attack. I mean, to the point that I couldn't breathe. I'd be like hyperventilating. The heart was pounding, the whole thing. I didn't know what to do. And what happened? I started drinking because that calmed you down because I didn't know anything about breathing and all that stuff. So I started drinking alcohol. Well, that didn't go well because all that does is brings more depression. Um, and I remember going to the doctor. My doctor was a male doctor, and not for anything, but come on. I walk in the doctor's office and look, I had a child 4 months ago. I moved across country. I did this, I did this, I did this, and I'm having panic attacks. He said, you'll be fine. No, I had to go myself. I had to go to my go and call a psychiatrist to go to a psychiatrist to tell him what was going on because nobody was listening to me. Okay. And that's the problem with a lot of people out there. You have issues going on, and you talk to people and they go, "Oh, what are you crazy?" It's not a funny thing. You don't call anybody crazy. You know why? Because in turn you might go a little loony. Okay, we can all go. All right. Sometimes the brain can't handle it. The brain can't handle so much unless you have ways to combat the stress or the anxiety. You have to know how to do it. I'm still learning. As much as I know how to breathe, I didn't even think about that because I really got stuck. And I don't even know how, when I got stuck until I realized like something's not right. And thank God for JC, okay? Because my man is here with me. And I said to him, something's not right. I don't know what it is, but I got to get out of this funk. And I got to have a support system and have people in my life that are around me that love me, that if I don't think I could get ever that bad that somebody's not going to say, Alida, what the heck is wrong with you? You know? If I stay in bed for 2 days, they're gonna be like, what the hell is wrong? Like, get out of bed. What's going on? So, but some people out there are alone and they might be in bed for a week. Don't take a shower. They go to the kitchen, get food, go back to bed because they're so depressed. So we never know what anybody's going through. That's why I don't get upset anymore when I'm driving. I mean, sometimes I get annoyed because people are driving too fast, but I think about, I don't know what they're going through. Maybe they're having a bad day. They lost a loved one right now, or their pet died, or something. You don't know. You can't judge what their reasoning is for anything. So I looked up a couple of things, and I want to put out some phone numbers here because I think it's important. I didn't know all these phone numbers, but if people out there in crises, you need to. Let me just put this here. Where am I? Where is my screen? There's my screen. So I don't think you can see all that because it's kind of small, but this is the floridahealth.gov website, okay? And on here you have mental health links. They're all the links. You have the 988 suicide and crisis lifeline that you can call is 988lifeline.org. You got the crisis text line. You can text hello to 741-741, and there's somebody there 24/7 to talk to you. You have a veterans crisis line that's 1-800-273-TALK. They have a disaster. They have domestic violence hotline. It's called, you can text love is to 22522 or call 1-800-799-7233. Now, there's a whole bunch of more phone numbers and mental health numbers and a lot of numbers on here. I haven't tried these numbers, but at least there is an avenue for people. So remember, go to floridahealth.gov, okay, and look up mental health. There's a whole section of all the links of every number you can think of for mental health. They're looking up in Tallahassee, of course, in the state. But there's a lot of things there. There's stuff about substance abuse. There's a lot of different useful numbers there. And then the other thing I wanted to go is share you this tab here. And let me just show you this that I got from verywellmind.com, because I'm not taking all the credit for all this stuff, because I'm going to show you this little flyer here. So it says here, tips to relieve stress. So we have exercise, take a nap, listen to music, meditate, play with a pup. Now, exercise is awesome. Meditation, I talked about breathing, meditating, just taking time to slow down. Music, of course. I love music. I listen to music all the time. You have to listen to music. Maybe you want to listen to some jazz or some classical music if you're a little stressed. You don't want to listen to some like heavy rock or something that gets you too motivated or too heart pumping. And then play with a pet. Oh my gosh. If I don't have my animals are around here somewhere. Then they're sleeping right now. But let me tell you that my doggies are my best friend. They're like my animals. Without my animals, I don't think I could survive. Okay, they really comfort me. And you know what? Dogs are so intelligent, even cats. When you're not well, they know it and they'll come and they'll lie next to you and stay with you until you're better. Because my cat did that, my dog did that. I wasn't feeling they were right next to me. So just a couple of little things, tips that you can do. And again, I'm not an expert. I tell you my things that I go through myself in my life, and I try to bring experts on here as guests. So basically, this is my opinion. So take that as a grain of salt, as they say, right? So, and if they have any comments or questions, let me know. I really appreciate everybody here. Again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel wherever you're at: Facebook, Instagram, X. I'm on YouTube. YouTube Rebooted Mindset 555. Okay. TikTok is just Rebooted Mindset. So I reach a lot of people on TikTok. That's why I'm still on it. I'm waiting to see what's going on with the legal issue with TikTok. I don't know anything about that stuff. But talking about that, I was going to talk about totally different subject, um, because I don't know. I think it needs to be said. Um, and these are my opinions, but we're in a time in our life in 2024 that we've gone through so many things. You know how every generation talks about, oh, in my generation, we did X, Y, and Z. And, oh, in this generation, we did X, Y, and Z, right? So every generation has their own thing. My grandfather was in World War II. Then I had uncles that were in Vietnam. So, there was a lot of things involved in the family. And I have so many military in my family. I appreciate all of them for their service they've done and all the veterans out there as well. So all I want to say is I'm trying to say a general statement. Right now it's election year. I'm not going to tell you how to vote, but open your eyes. That's all I say is open your eyes, open your ears, and start reading and start searching the truth. Because what you see on the media is not the truth. Okay? And I don't know if people don't get it yet, but the media is controlled and it's scripted. I don't have a script. I have nothing. Look, I'm reading my notes, my personal notes. This is not a script. I'm not going through, I'm not reading something that was written for me or anything like that. They do that. That's the way it is. The only people, independent journalists, are the ones you can listen to. Like Benny Johnson is an amazing man, and he talks the truth, of things that's going on. And I'm not getting into a fight about the left and the right and the Republican and the Democrat. The whole point is, are you a human being? Okay. Do you want a better life? Was your life better in 2017 versus 2024? Think about it. Okay, was your life better in 2017? There was no wars going on. Just saying, there was no wars going on. And I have my fellow beautiful people from Israel. We pray for you. We pray for Israel. We pray for Venezuela. We pray for all these different countries that are going through such turmoil. There's a lot of hate and there's a lot of turmoil going on in many countries. And I just want to say, as a woman, choose wisely. Don't choose a candidate just because she's a woman, because that has nothing to do with how this country is going to run. Okay? Because and I don't care if you get upset, I'm sorry. I'm saying it. Just because she's a woman doesn't mean she's going to do right for you. Why is she going to do right for you? What did she do the last 4 years? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing has happened in the last 4 years. So what do you think is going to be different? It's not going to be different. It's going to be the same. So I'm just making a blanket statement to please people. Your vote is important. So please vote in the polls this year's election year, but think wisely, okay? Don't get sucked into what they tell you and do your own research. Everybody, if you're watching me, you have a computer or a phone. So that means you have access to the internet. So do your own research. Okay, because it doesn't, if I say what I really want to say, they'll probably take me off of YouTube. And then half the people that are on here don't want to listen to it. I don't understand why. I'm sorry if anybody just joined me. I kind of took a tangent because I just wanted to make a blanket statement without offending anybody. But I just wanted to say, to make a wise choice when you vote, I'm not telling you how to vote. Just do your research and deep dive into what's important to you. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And help and stay firm with helping others with mental health issues. I'm still going through this. I'm doing much better now, especially that I'm not sick anymore. Too, that didn't help me, and I haven't seen my sister for a little while. I wasn't even able to go. And last time I went on to my sister group, and it helped me tremendously. And I appreciate them just leaving a space for me all the time that I can talk to them. So take care of your mental health, because we all have different degrees of things that are going on in our brain. You don't know. Sometimes a one incident will trigger something and you remember something that happened 30 years ago all of a sudden. And that's what happened to me the other day. I watched that movie. And if you didn't see, I said it was called Ride On is the movie. Ride, Ride On with Jackie Chan. And it oh, another interesting movie is The Beekeepers. Anybody see The Beekeepers? There's a little message in The Beekeepers. Watch it well and keep an open mind. Watch The Beekeepers. Yeah, that's a good movie. Um, so anyway, so talking about that, talking about stress management, I'm gonna go back a little bit. I am There's a lot of things you could do with stress management. They say here, besides I told you meditation, go for a walk, go outside to nature. I have a nice little garden in the back that helps me so much. I go outside and I just breathe fresh air. Well, when it's not scorching hot, because lately it's been a sauna. It's been like 100 degrees with 100% humidity. So you go outside, it's whoo, like this little wig here is staying indoors, not going outside. It's too hot, but I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. So anyway, deep breathing, going for a walk, a hug. Oh my god, a hug that works. Aromatherapy, keeping a healthy diet. You can take supplements. I've been taking different supplements. I'm gonna take a B complex. I'm taking stuff for what am I taking? I'm Dr. Gundry. I'm taking some bio what am I taking? Biocomplete and some other stuff for my gut and probiotics, prebiotics, postbiotics. I mean, stuff. Your gut is so important. You have to keep your gut healthy. And I know a lot of people get sick and they rush to the doctor right away to go get medicine. Well, let me tell you, I was sick for 10 days. Supposedly had like a sinus infection because it wasn't pretty. I didn't take any antibiotics. I did all natural hibiscus, moringa, ginger tea. That's what I have in here. Tea with lemon, some monk fruit, no sugar. Monk fruit is really good. It doesn't raise your sugar levels and it's a natural sweetener. So I would try monk fruit. And so I did a lot of herbal teas. I made a chicken soup because chicken soup is always good. They always say, what did they say? They told me, my grandmother always told me that chicken soup is Jewish penicillin. And it works, everybody. Chicken soup, but you have to have chicken with a bone. So I always have like a chicken breast with a bone in the freezer. So if I get sick, that chicken comes out, poof, I make soup. I'm telling you. I don't know what it does. It sweats everything out and you get everything out. So I did everything naturally, just to let you know. I didn't use any medication. I did have to take a couple of allergy pills, which I did not like because it dries me up so much that then you're like dehydrated completely. So that doesn't help. So anyway, people, I'm keeping it short today. Oops, I lost my data. Keeping it short today. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share some things that I've been going through. And thank you for being there for me, my community. Thank you for being there. My sisters in my tribe. Thank you. My real sisters. I love you, Rita and Valerie. I love my family. All of you know. Well, my family knows who you are. So I love you all out there. And I'm just trying to keep well and stay sane. So right now I'm in my next like phase of life. I'm gonna be 60 next year. I'm gonna have a big party. So I'm gonna have to start planning it now. So maybe some of you girls can come out for my birthday party. But Tracy, I might come see you in Vegas because I gotta go see my sister. So definitely see you when I go to Vegas. I'm not sure when, but I'll be going. But um, but yeah, I appreciate you. I really, really still don't know where I was mentally. I'm learning, and I'm gonna get down to the bottom of it. But at least I'm going forward, and I made the statement that I'm aware now. I'm aware that there's something there that I have to work on because I can't handle the trauma of seeing my family very ill like that. It does something to me. Oh my gosh, it just really does. So I have to be prepared because if I don't prepare myself, I won't be able to handle my mother or my aunts or anything happen to them. So that's why I'm doing this, to prepare myself for you don't know what life throws at you. So you have to be prepared all the time. Now, I appreciate everybody, and I will see you next week. We'll see what we talk about next week. There's always something going on. Remember, it's never too late to reboot your mindset. And that's the truth. Like every day is a new day. So let's go move forward and make it the best day ever and the best you ever. So I will see you next week. And if I can find all my stuff here. Alrighty.
Lovely.